Okay, guys. Hello, hello. This video is a guide on completing your index in UG. You guys can trust me because, I have my index completed, right? Yeah, totally tough. So, basically, yeah, here's, like, there, uh, so basically, there are three of the best methods um, for completing your index, and there are three phases of completing your index, and I will tell you which method is best for which phase. So, let's get into it. So basically, also this one's gonna be a long one, so if you don't actually want to do it, because I have no editing skills, so I can't edit out random parts that just are useless. So basically, um you're gonna really want to fill out your index to watch this video. So basically, let's get into I'll explain the methods and then I'll tell you which phase of completing is whatever. Whatever, okay. So the first method is called the free dinosaur method. This method is, first you need to get a spare dino in order to fill out your index, because I only have one Flaptor. So if I trade away the Flaptor for a Crystodon or something, I'm just trading an index spot. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't help fill out your index spot. Of course, that is kind of good because that's kind of a good trade because then you get the Crystodon. But whatever, that's just a hypothetical trade. Basically, how this one works is you're gonna go into a public lobby and yell, "Does anybody here have a free dinosaur I could have?" And you might need to server hop a few times to find someone who will. So basically, they're gonna show you "Oh yeah, I have this I got this this free Gregodon for you." So basically, you're gonna oh, hold on, I'll get the free dinosaur for you, and then they're gonna pull out a Gregodon, right? And then you're gonna be like, "Okay, can I see your index?" So then they're gonna show your index, and you're gonna look for something you and the other person have. So let's say you have you don't let's say you already have a Gregodon, or you don't have a Gregodon, which would then help with your index. But let's say you don't have a Gregodon, or let's say you have a Gregodon, but you also have a Chatlodon, and the other guy also has a Chatlodon. So then you're gonna ask them, "How about you also get out your Chatlodon?" So the other guy will go get out the Chatlodon and they'll place it here, right? This is just, hypothetical. It could be any Super Dino. It could be any dinosaur that you and the other person have. And then you yourself are gonna get down a Chatlodon and place it here as well. So basically, what you're doing is your colors. So once you do the trade, they do the trade. You said yes, and now you get a free Gregodon, but you also color swap with the Chatlodon. But let's say you don't like the color that they gave you, or you just the levels are all off. You have a level 15, theirs is a level 5. So at that point, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna ask them, "Now get out your Chatlodon again." So then I'll get it. So then they'll get out their Chatlodon, which was your Chatlodon, and then they'll place it, and then you'll get out the Chatlodon that you just got, which was their Chatlodon, and then you'll place it, and then you guys will do this trade again. So basically, you guys are keeping the same dinosaurs, but then you get the free dinosaur. I mean, they lose a dinosaur, but that was their goal. They were trying to give you a free dinosaur. So that's method number one. That method is kind of hard to explain without someone to help me out, but I can't really I'm not about to get someone from another server to help me out. I would have gotten one of my friends, but none of them are online. So yeah, the next method is called the grinding method. So you're gonna want to get out whatever dinosaur you have, and like a slingshot or any like long range weapon or whatever. You're gonna get your dinosaur, put this on the side, and then you're just gonna want to kill alphas. Now, if the alphas are not there, you're just like. Now, the best way to grind this method is to server hop in public servers, because the public servers have been open for so long that, like, the alphas have already spawned in, right? So that way you can just kill the alphas, and if you don't get an egg, server hop, go to another server, kill alphas, whatever. Now, the wild boar, the big boar, hasn't spawned in yet, so I'm pretty sure none of the alphas have spawned in yet either. I think I'll just get the pig sticks though while I explain the methods. Now, basically, I wouldn't recommend like trying to fight big bosses unless you just kind of want to have fun, because like the big bosses have a way lower percent chance, and you're just trying to get a spare dino to trade away. Now, another part of this method is not hatching the egg, because normally the egg has more value than the actual dinosaur, unless the dinosaur is the mother. Even though the mother is just as rare as any other dinosaur, it still has high value for some reason. I don't know why. And because of that, now you get like an egg to trade away, I guess. I don't know. You can trade it for another dinosaur or a dinosaur that you don't have. Now that's just kind of like, that's how you just grind. You just like take a slingshot with you or something, and you go like use maybe your frog pouchy, and then you're able to like, what is this? I don't know. I'll just use my hands. So yeah, so you can use your frog pouchy, so you're not spending a bunch of money on bones. Or a bunch of bones on slingshots. So there you go. That's how you do the second method. And then the third method is called the trade up. Now, there's something like kind of special about this method. It's that you can't say you're doing a trade up challenge. But I'll just explain the method first, and then I'll give some like tips. So basically, how this works is you use any of the methods. So like, let's say you're missing something that is pretty high value, like a Triceratops. So just getting a free dinosaur, like normally the free dinosaur is going to be something with a very low value, like the Grugadon, or something even worse, like a newbie, right? Those are like crazy low value, and kind of suck, honestly. So you're not going to get a Triskelly from those. So basically, how this trade up works, how this method works, it's like kind of like a combo, because you need to get a spare dino for this to happen. So you're going to use one of the first two methods, and then you're going to trade up with this, right? Obviously. But you're going to be like, hey guys, so let's say you got Rapto Egg, right? You're going to be like, hey guys, I have this Rapto Egg. I really need help filling out my index. Can someone maybe help me out and give me a dinosaur or an egg that's maybe a bit better than this? Oh, that's a scary noise. I don't like that. So from this, they might give you something like, I don't know. What would they give you? Probably something good. Like someone is nice. They might give you like, for like a Grigodon, they might give you, I don't know, something. They might give you, they might give you something better. Okay, let's just say, oh, you get a free Swoopjaw or something from an egg. Now, let's say you don't have a Swoopjaw. Oh yeah, that's a win-win for you. That's a win for you. You get your Swoopjaw that you didn't have. But let's say you already had a Swoopjaw. Now, a Swoopjaw is probably a fair trade for a Triskelly. But let's say you're missing something like even bigger or something. Like, I don't know. Like, this new fusion is way overpriced. Like, its base like its value is around 5,000 nugs, which is it's just a pretty good amount because none of them were alphas, right? They're only in the shop. The dinosaurs needed to make it. So like it's gonna be pretty expensive because nugs are pretty hard to get. Like things like the Chugadon or something, those were both alphas, which is just the Grogadon and the Chadlodon, right? So that isn't as high value, but they haven't had Chadlodon for a while, so it is still pretty high value. But whatever. So let's say you need like that. You're gonna keep trading up from a Swoopjaw, right? You might get like from a Swoopjaw, you might get like Swoop Claw, which is Swoop Claw is even rarer. So you might get Swoop Claw from that, and maybe by the time you get like a Swoop Claw, it's probably like Swoop Claw barely anyone has, so that might just be a free index space for you. But if not, at that point you can probably get a lot of things with that. You can from a swoop. Yeah, you'd probably be able to get this fusion with it or something, right? It doesn't. It's not that like crazy or whatever. I don't know. I'm just gonna level this guy up in the background. So whatever. That's the trade up method, and I have a tip for this. People associate the like I'm doing a trade up challenge, guys, with laziness and a way to scam. I don't know why, but they're less likely to trade if you're like, can someone please help me out with a trade up challenge? Because it's like you're trying to get like sympathy or something. I don't know. And people are just less likely to trade you if you trade up for you if you're going like, can anyone help me out with my trade up challenge or something? So if you make it like a challenge, it's like a YouTuber. Like, I've never heard of this YouTuber. Why would I want to help them out? That's just like a weird thing. Or I don't know. It's just less likely. So what you'd want to do is you're just gonna want to like say, oh guys, I really need help filling out my index, and I need to like trade this up a bit so that way I can get this really good thing that I need. Can someone maybe help me out? Now they're like, oh no, this guy just needs to fill out his index. Like, half of the player base is doing that, so like, why not? Let's just trade with this guy. They're more likely to help you with this method. So that's what you're gonna want to do. Never say, guys, can someone help me out with a trade up challenge? Because like, it's not really a challenge. All you're trying to do is, fill out your index, which is a challenge on its own, but it's not like something you're like, oh yeah, let's go. I got this guy's. Oh, well, now the alpha spawned. I'm gonna go fight them. Is there someone in this code? No, okay. Thought I heard a noise. That was just the pig spawning. So basically, with that, that's kind of it for that method. Now, this is the last method I have. If you guys have like another method you guys can think of, please comment it down in the comments. I mean, obviously, where else would you comment? Like some like wiki fandom or something. Like, bro, yo, help! I'm literally, this is purgatory. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm not using that. I'm just gonna jump myself. Because, like, now the pig spawned. I'm pretty sure the alpha spawned too. Which is, I'm pretty sure. No alpha Shelodon, but okay. Whatever, it's fine. So that's how that works. But now I need to explain phases of dino collecting. So there's the first phase, which is like about 0 to 10 index spots filled out. Now this is the first phase of index filling, where you only have 0 to 10 dinosaurs that you have filled out in your index. This first phase is like dreadful to try to keep going. But whatever, you guys gotta lock in, bro. So, and then the middle phase, the first phase is actually 0 to 15, now that I think about it. 0 to 15 spots. There's actually 41 dinosaurs in the game. So, 15 is probably a first phase for sure. I called the. Bro, the pig sounds like an analog horror when it makes noises. It sounds like the obelisk or something, bro. It sounds like the locust. Holy, that was horrifying. What was that? That actually scared me for some reason, bro. Gang, I think I'm crazy. Alright. Oh my god, that's actually horrifying. I don't know, guys. I think I'm goofy. I'm alone in this server, so I don't know. Or am I? I am. Does it say UG whitelist? Oh, UG mute. Why can I mute myself? Okay, so basically, the second phase is 16 to 29 dinosaurs filled out in your index. So this phase, you probably have a few good dinosaurs. Like, even in the first phase, you probably have maybe like 1 or 2 good dinosaurs. You might have like Magmadon and Skellymag. But in the second phase, you might have like a Dragodon, a Balrog, maybe Crystodons, like Sugnash, some random dinosaurs, right? You'll have a lot more dinosaurs. This is a lot less dreadful. I started about the second when I started trying to collect my full index about like a month and a half ago. Oh yeah, about a month and a half ago. I was at this phase. Then the final phase is 30 to 40 30 to wait, is there 40 or there's 42. 30 to 41 dinosaurs in the game, because if you have 42 dinosaurs, you literally have the entire index completed. Oh my god, why is that also horrifying? Twin the Magmadon is scary. I don't like it. I think by this point everything has spawned in this server, so I think the alphas are spawned in. Oh my god, the analog horror noise, like that's horrifying. Whatever. This final phase is yeah. It's like hopeful. It's literally like the Renaissance, bro. It's a time of the hour of joy. The hour of joy. Yeah, it's literally a time to be happy. Like, let's go, guys. I'm not getting stuck in purgatory. Right? It's a time to be happy. Like, okay, guys, I'm pretty close to finishing. Let's go. So now that you know all the phases and how many dinosaurs you need to have, wait, I didn't even check for Shelodon. Gang, what is this? Everything has spawned in except the alphas. Gang. Whoop up Gangan style. Gang. Okay, whatever. Yeah, these guys are tough. I don't know. Now that you know this, let's see which method is best for which thing. Whatever. Which method is best for which phase. So the first method, the free dinosaur method that I explained in the start of this video, is best for the first two. The first two thingamajigs. The first two phases. There you go. Because this one, there's probably gonna be, you probably still are missing some random goofy low value dinosaurs, and you probably, all you're gonna get, like most of the time, all you're gonna get is low value dinosaurs from this method, even though yeah. So that's like what you're gonna do. And if you get the spare dino and it's like, I don't know, something random like a spare Beastosaur that this random guy had, most people probably have a Beastosaur. So, you're gonna trade the Beastosaur for something else that you don't have. Like, I don't know, a Dimorphodon or a Dilophosaurus. Dimorphodon is actually weirdly high value, bro. Why? I mean, it was only out once and it had a bundle, but like other than that, it was never out. So yeah, basically that's kind of all Oh, also, this is my first UGG video, I think. I'm pretty sure this might be my second one because I filmed a video. I forgot which one it was about. I don't think I'm going to post that one. I'm going to just delete that off the drive and post this one. So this one is my first UGG video. So there you go. So this first method, all you're going to get is some either low-ish value dinosaurs and like low value dinosaurs. Maybe some medium values like a Mammothor or a Chomposaur or something. You know, like these are pretty, like those are pretty medium. Maybe a bit higher. Mammothor is like crazy high value for some reason though. So, oh my god, the noises that the big pig makes are like scary, bro. I think I'm crazy. But that's kind of like all for the first method. Now the next method is actually pretty cool because the grinding method is good for every single phase. Now, actually no. Now the grinding method is it's good for every single phase. Now, it's a bit like grinding method does kind of include like larger bosses, and these larger bosses are a bit better for like final phase, but still alphas work because you can trade eggs for whatever. Actually, I'm gonna do a bit of explaining because there's some things that I've noticed. So like basically, you get the egg, you can trade it for some low, maybe like you can trade it for some medium to even like high value dinosaurs, like depending on what egg it is. Like if you get Skeleton egg, you can like. I would personally keep Skeleton egg because I already have Skeleton. But if I get a second egg, I would for sure like trade that for something like a Crystodon because Crystodon is rarer than Skeleton. But like people like Skeleton a lot. So and Crystodon is high value. So like and in final phase, you're probably only missing some weirdly high value dinosaurs like Crystodon or some crazy high value fusions like that fusion, which was actually I got it this morning, bro. I got it this morning of me filming, and this morning I was missing an Ugly-Toe and that. So Ugly-Toe is high value for some reason. Same thing with this one. And then there's other high value ones like Swoop Claw and Shelodactyl. Those are all high value. I feel like the only reason Shelodactyl is high value is because of Pterodactyl, and it's also like the best flying dinosaur in the game, bro. It's crazy tanky. It's just as fast as a flying dino. It has the most health out of anything. So yeah, like a level 100 Shelodactyl is probably like OP as heck, bro. So so even like mid phase and early phase, you can probably still get those mid value and low value dinosaurs with like just alpha eggs. You don't really need any of those big boss eggs. The same thing with the final phase. It's like you can still get some things with high value eggs, and like the thing that I was saying, how I noticed is that high value, like people with a lot more things in index, actually like you can trade easier. Like people want to trade with you more because you look like cooler to them. So I feel bad for people with lower because people want to trade with you less. Like that's just what I've noticed. I'm not saying it in a mean way. That's just actually my observations. It was way hard. It was harder to get trades. Like it was harder to get trades for high value for me. It's because I was missing some weird dinosaurs that no one has. And no one's willing to trade because it's so weird. Because no one has it and it's like hard to get. So that's the only reason it was hard for me. But like if you have like if you're missing some random like Cryolophosaurus, people are more willing to trade with you if you have like a bunch of other dinosaurs and you're like missing Cryolophosaurus but you have a lot of other stuff. And like there's and that's kind of like off topic from the egg thing, but there are so many like egg people that are just love collecting eggs that it's like kind of easy to find someone desperate for a random like Torknash egg or something that you can easily get from an alpha from grinding from an alpha, right? So yeah, so those people would love to like what or more like wanting to trade with you because they feel like you're more experienced and you know the values of dinosaurs, which is not true at all. Like that is not true. I've been like it's kind of like that's kind of based off of like how long you've been playing is like how much experience you have, but like people normally base it off of how many dinosaurs you have, so they're more trusting to trade with you if you have more dinosaurs, which is depressing. I don't know. That doesn't mean there isn't people who just like don't want to trade with you because you're like that. They're just less like they subconsciously feel like that. Bro, even those have respawned. Where are the alphas, bro? This is the real depressing thing. None of the alphas have spawned. Either they're just all invisible for me, which is horrible, bro, or like something. I thought the alphas were to respawn or to spawn into a server every time you got. I'm just gonna go to the start and get the pig sticks again. I thought alphas. Never mind, bro. Never mind. Alphas were supposed to spawn more recently. So it is a bit harder for you to use any of the methods earlier in the earlier phases because of this, which is sad. But whatever. It's fine. Now, should I go into the I'm kind of blanking right now. This video is gonna take like an hour, which is why I said you really want to know how to do this stuff. If you want to keep watching, you really want to know how. So basically, that's how it would happen, right? Wait, what am I even talking about anymore? I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of another thing that I've noticed. And this kind of applies for the free dino thing as well. Someone is less likely to trade with you because, like, subconsciously, like a very small percent, but like people are just less likely to trade with you if you have. Ow, move you biggie. Are just less likely to trade with you, barely, subconsciously. Like, they're barely less likely to trade with you. It barely makes it, but I don't know. People just think you're less cool and they're less willing to trade with you, and they also feel like you have less experience. Is the alpha there? Oh my god, the analog horror noise, bro. Why is it so scary? I don't like it. It's like. Okay, so that's kind of it for the second method, or for the second method, for the second time. And then now the third method is really only good for is best for the final phase, because the final phase is normally missing some insanely high value random dinosaurs. Like this is like crazy high value like dinosaurs for some reason. Right? Like Uglytoe and this dinosaur are weirdly high value, bro. It's like crazy high value for what they are, which is sad, but whatever. Hello? And then the third method is like. One second. What? Okay. And then the third method is best for the final phase because you're missing some weirdly high value dinosaurs, such as Chomammosaur, or things like this dinosaur that I'm writing, Chomammosaur. Chegodon is like less value than Chomammosaur. And then it's also like there's other things like what else? trying to get to Torknash, by the way. Um, and you'd also be missing things like Skeledon and stuff. And then the trade up method is like a combo, right? So how it works is you have to use the first two methods. Oh, hey, there's Torknash. Y'all think I'm gonna get egg? Then I have something to trade for the Spinosaurus when it comes out, because I'm saving up for the saddle, not the egg. Get away from me! Ow! Oh my god! Yo, what the frick? Get away from me, you giggity butthole. Giggity giggity goo. Yeah, try me. Goofy odd dinosaur, just stop moving, bro. Just die. Okay. So, yeah, you're gonna be missing some crazy dinosaurs. So, like I said, this is kind of like a combo. And you have to, like, get egg or get a free dinosaur. And then you're gonna want to do the method to, like, trade up. Alright, that's fine. Okay, well, I have 10, 15 minutes. Wanna eat the chicken? No? Okay, then I'll just hit it. So, right, you have to use those methods and then trade up for something. And then eventually you'll get something you don't have, and then you can restart the process. So that's kind of how it works. Please, egg, please. Yes! Egg! Egg! Oh my god, we got egg, guys! Okay, I need to kill and this guy. Oh my god, it's bouncing off the egg. I don't even... My god, bro, this fatty! You're blocking the egg! Don't despawn. Yo, we got egg! Let's go! We got Torknash egg. Okay, I do have to go pretty soon, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's go. Oh my god, you absolute piece of crap. That's what I thought. Just die, bro. Just kill yourself. I'm talking to the bird, by the way, guys, not you. This is not... I'm not talking about self-harm. Please don't do that, guys. That's not okay. Sorry, YouTube. That is just... I'm not talking... YouTube, I am not talking about in real life. I'm talking about in a video game. Okay. So... so that's, like, kind of how you do that, I guess. Now, there are a few more tips I'd like to give before the video ends and whatever. My first tip is, like, the anti-ignoring tip. Because if you're just trying to trade to fill out your index, no one cares about you, bro. Like, no one is trying to listen to you. It's like, guys, please help. I'm trying to trade up my Torknash egg. Can someone please help me out? No one is listening to you. No one cares about what you have to say in that moment. Like, no one even knows, like, who you are. What are you talking about? No, they're just doing their own thing. Like, someone is, like, trying to overpay for, like, bundle ugly or something. Someone is, like, begging for ugly in the background. So, no one is listening to you half of the times. Now, to solve this problem, because that's a really annoying problem, you have to use the accent. You have to use the anti-ignoring method, and I like to call it the accent method, because all you have to do is do some random accent. Now, on VR, the only real accents that I've heard are Scottish, which, if you can actually do a Scottish accent, that's actually kind of cool, because I cannot do a Scottish accent. And if you are Scottish, congratulations, you don't have to do this. But all I've heard is Scottish, British, and, just like UK. Wait, and American accent, which is like my normal accent. I'm speaking in an American accent, right? And you normally hear UK and American accent. So you're gonna want to avoid those accents, right? Now, like, I'm Indian in real life, so I can just do like an Indian accent easily and whatever. I don't know. Y'all think I'm gonna get egg from this? Oh, also, whenever a new dinosaur comes out in shop, its value is way higher. And if you just like wait an update or something, the value will go down. So I wouldn't recommend trading the first update. Unless you find someone who's willing to trade for like a reasonable thing. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So yeah. That's all you kinda have to do for this. So that's one tip. What's another tip that I could give? Because like the accent method is like I can do an Indian accent very easily. So right now I'm killing the Beastosaurus and giving you tips on the accent method because it's very cool. Oh yeah, thank you. Oh no egg, it's fine. I got Torgnash egg. So those are basically the things that. So yeah, that's just kind of what you have to. So that's like one method. I can also kind of do a weird Australian accent. Like, okay, guys, now we can like, I can just like show you around the map right now. It's kind of Australian, but like Australian is kind of like a British like subcategory kind of thing. I can't really do it that well, but it still allows microscopically like gives a better chance of people like acknowledging you and okay, acknowledging you and trading with you and stuff. And I'm not saying just using your normal accent like is impossible, like you'll always be ignored. No, it's just like if you are being ignored like significantly in a server, like no one is listening to what you have to say, you can also do the addressing method where you address a single person instead of the whole server. Like, does anyone here have a free dinosaur I can have? You can go like, hey, you, blah 367 or whatever. Do you have a free dinosaur I could have? And when they hear their exact name, they're like, what? So instead of addressing it to the whole server, like and getting ignored, if you keep getting ignored after addressing it to the server, then you're gonna try that method. And that's kind of like what you would want to do first. I feel like the accent method is kind of like a last resort. I'm gonna check if they've spawned yet. Because, yeah, I feel like the accent method is a last resort. Sorry, I need to move my mat. Okay. It's kind of like a last resort. And can be offensive to some people because you are faking it. But, like, you know, if you're, like, good at it, no one will realize that. So, I don't know. Maybe don't. It might, because, like I said, oh, look who decided to show up while I was gone. The alphas. I'm the alpha. I'm the sigma. I'm the one to trust. I have to kill these guys quick. Tweety blood, Tweety blood, Tweety blood, Tweety blood. Oh, also, this is the best spot to be for a Alpha Raptor. So basically, this. What's another tip? Oh yeah. Actually, I need to kind of think of it. Hmm. Trying to think of a tip I can help you guys out with filling your index. I think that's kind of it, guys. That's like the guide. I use this a lot. Like everything I just told you, I've used every method. Right? I haven't like specifically I've chosen the grinding method before, but that was just for collecting dinos. So whatever. Yes, and the Shelodon is here, bro. Also, there's only one spot where you can feasibly kill Shelodon. It's where you bring bro up here, then you move right here. He can't get to you, and he stays right here. So basically, that's like kind of it for the video. And I've just given you tips on where to stand. And if you just watch where I've been while killing these alphas, you'll like those are just the best spots to be. So I've given you tips for the grinding method and stuff too. So, if you guys see me in a server, I'm cheeseater.2024 or cheese.eater.2024. Also, make sure you kill the tiny guy because he can be really annoying. Because look at him running around like a fatty, like bro. So, yeah, that's kind of it for the video. I can't. I just want to kill this guy before I get off or turn the video off. Gang, bro, die. Please, egg. I'm not gonna look. Oh, no egg. We got Dark Egg. See you guys later.